Have you ever felt like the view from the top was too far from the ground you once walked on? Sometimes, success can blind us to the very foundations of our achievements. Today, we're going to explore a story that will change the way you think about leadership, and maybe even how you see yourself. Meet Marcus Sterling, a name synonymous with innovation and drive in the world of home goods. Marcus, the founder and CEO of Sterling Home, hadn't inherited his empire. He'd built it, brick by painstaking brick. From a humble startup selling handcrafted kitchen utensils at local markets, he had transformed Sterling Home into a nationwide chain, renowned for its blend of quality and affordability. Making everyday extraordinary was their tagline, a promise that resonated deeply with families. Marcus, the visionary, had poured his heart and soul into this endeavor, overseeing its meteoric rise to prominence. Yet, as the business grew exponentially, with new stores opening seemingly every month and corporate offices expanding into entire floors of a downtown skyscraper, a sense of detachment had begun to settle in his spirit. He was consumed by board meetings, financial reports, and strategic planning. The hands-on, close to the customer engagement that had fueled his early days seemed a distant memory. One ordinary Monday morning, Marcus found himself wrestling with an unusual unease. His senior executives had just delivered an overwhelmingly positive performance review. Sales were up, customer satisfaction scores were through the roof, and the company's stock price was soaring. Yet deep down, Marcus knew something was amiss. The data, those polished, perfectly aligned numbers, just weren't telling him the whole truth. He had spent countless hours analyzing charts and graphs, but hadn't been in a store, on the sales floor, for months. The idea began to form, a radical one, especially for a CEO of his stature. He needed to see for himself, to experience Sterling Home not from the plush comforts of his office, but from the perspective of those who kept its heart beating. And so, he decided to go undercover, embarking on a clandestine mission to reconnect with the pulse of his business. He traded his designer suit for a pair of worn jeans, his crisp white shirt for a plain blue tee, and his polished dress shoes for the pair of sneakers that had been gathering dust in the corner of his closet. The very sneakers he wore when he was building the company from the ground up. Store number 312, nestled in a busy suburban neighborhood a good hour's drive from headquarters, was Marcus's chosen destination. As he stepped inside, he was immediately enveloped by the aroma of freshly baked cookies emanating from the store's quaint in-house bakery, a feature that he had personally championed in the early years. The shelves were meticulously organized, the products attractively displayed. Marcus allowed himself a moment of pride, a warm glow of affirmation. This was his creation, his legacy. But the mission at hand, he reminded himself, wasn't to admire the aesthetics of his creation, but rather to analyze the effectiveness of his system. He strolled down aisles, examining a variety of items, a collection of stainless steel pots, a cozy throw blanket, a set of eco-friendly cleaning supplies, casually noting their placements, their price points, their appeal. But as he moved deeper into the store, he noticed a growing, unsettling anomaly. The customer service desk, the very embodiment of the making everyday extraordinary ethos, was strangely deserted. A cluster of 4 customers stood waiting, their faces etched with a blend of impatience and frustration. Marcus, a customer now, joined the silent line, eager to see how this would unfold. The seconds ticked by, then became minutes. Just as the general air started to thicken, a young man sauntered out from the back of the store, his name tag, Liam, barely visible under the lapel of his unbuttoned uniform shirt. He didn't offer an apology or even a welcoming greeting. Instead, he simply leaned against the counter, his gaze fixed on his phone. "Yeah, what do you need?" he finally asked, his tone devoid of any semblance of enthusiasm. Marcus observed in disbelief as Liam, displaying all the engagement of a bored teenager, dismissed a woman's request to return a faulty toaster oven, citing a vague warranty policy. He then brusquely pointed a man towards the gardening section when the man had asked for a specific type of light bulb, and failed to even look up from his phone when an elderly gentleman asked for help reaching a high shelf. The way Liam treated customers was so in direct contrast to how Marcus had envisioned his business to be. When it was Marcus's turn, he approached Liam with a genuine smile, hoping to elicit a modicum of customer service. "Excuse me," Marcus said politely. "Could you please check the price of this blender for me?" Liam, with a sigh that could have shattered glass, didn't even bother to look at the appliance. "There's a scanner over there," he mumbled, jerking a thumb towards an end cap in the adjacent aisle, his eyes glued to his phone. Marcus was floored. This wasn't just poor service, it was a complete betrayal of everything Sterling Homes stood for. It was the polar opposite of making every day extraordinary. He thanked Liam with forced calm and retreated, his mind now racing with a whirlwind of confusion and concern. He decided to venture deeper, convinced that this must be an isolated incident. He approached another staff member, a woman with a warm smile and a ready disposition who was in the midst of organizing a display of bed linens. This was Eleanor, a woman who seemed to radiate calm and competence. He asked her a few questions about the various sheets, towels, and other products. Eleanor patiently explained the different fabrics, their thread counts, and even suggested complementary color schemes, her knowledge and enthusiasm palpable. Marcus could see that Eleanor didn't just sell the products, she believed in them, in the experience that Sterling Home offered. After a brief exchange about the products, Marcus struck up a casual conversation, curiosity piqued by her dedication. "You seem to know a lot about this store," Marcus remarked. "How long have you worked here?" Eleanor replied with a smile that lit up her entire face. "Almost 15 years now," she said. "I've seen Sterling Home grow from a tiny store to what it is today. I love it here. The customers, the products, the sense of community we've built. It's like a family." Eleanor continued, her tone shifting slightly. "But," she admitted, "things have been harder lately. The staffing cuts have left us short-handed, and the newer hires, well, let's just say they don't share the same passion for the work." Her words hung in the air, a silent indictment of the growing issues. "It's frustrating," she said with a sigh, "but I try my best to keep things positive. I believe in what we do here. I just wish everyone else did too." Marcus nodded, his heart heavy with a mix of admiration and concern. Eleanor's devotion was a testament to his company's original mission, while Liam's indifference was a troubling indication of a deeper systemic issue. Marcus left the store, his mind buzzing with the day's events. Back at headquarters, he delved into the employee performance records and customer feedback for Store 312. His suspicion was quickly confirmed. The customer reviews were replete with complaints about rude and indifferent service, and Liam's name kept appearing like a recurring nightmare. Meanwhile, Eleanor, despite numerous glowing recommendations, had been repeatedly overlooked for a managerial promotion due to budget constraints. The realization hit Marcus like a thunderbolt. Sterling Home's rapid growth had created blind spots. Policies designed to increase efficiency had unintentionally stifled the success of dedicated employees like Eleanor while enabling the nonchalance of individuals like Liam. He had become so immersed in the big picture, the quarterly results, the macroeconomics of it all, that he had become dangerously distant from the crucial micro-interactions that constituted the core of his business. A week later, Marcus returned to Store 312, this time in his CEO attire. He summoned the staff for an impromptu meeting, and the air in the room was thick with an anxious tension as they tried to figure out what was going on. As he stood before them, his voice resonating with a newfound intensity, he revealed his undercover visit. Liam shifted uncomfortably while Eleanor and the rest of the staff looked on with a mixture of curiosity and apprehension. "I started Sterling Home with a simple yet powerful idea, to make everyday life better for everyone. Our customers and our employees," Marcus stated, his voice firm but tinged with emotion. "But along the way, somewhere, we lost our way. We lost our direction, we lost our focus. This visit to your store has been an eye-opener. I've seen incredible commitment and dedication from some of you, and I've seen behavior that doesn't align with the values we established. That needs to change. We need to change." Turning to Eleanor, Marcus continued, "Your hard work, your passion, your loyalty have not gone unnoticed. Effective immediately, you are promoted to assistant store manager. You've more than earned it." The room erupted into applause, a spontaneous outpouring of approval for the recognition that was long overdue. Marcus then looked at Liam, his gaze direct and unwavering. "This company is founded on the principles of mutual respect and exceptional customer service," he said calmly but firmly. "If you're unwilling to embrace those values, this may not be the right place for you. I am giving you a chance to turn things around and prove you are capable of the qualities this company expects. But the choice to do so, and to improve, is completely in your hands. Over the following months, Marcus implemented comprehensive changes across the company. He introduced intensive employee training programs, increased staffing levels to reduce workload pressures, and instituted a company-wide anonymous feedback system that invited input from both employees and customers. Surprisingly, Liam embraced the opportunity to improve himself. Under Eleanor's mentorship, he gradually developed into a more reliable and caring employee. Learning the value of genuine customer engagement, Marcus's humbling experience underscored the critical importance of remaining personally connected to the very heartbeat of his company. It wasn't just about financial statements, bottom lines, or market expansion. It was about the people, those at the customer service desks, those on the sales floor who made it all possible. He came to understand that real leadership didn't come from a corner office but from the ground up, and that the most valuable lessons are often found where we least expect them. What does Marcus's story teach us? It reminds us that true leadership requires more than just strategic planning and financial prowess. It demands empathy, engagement, and a willingness to see the world from different perspectives. Like Marcus, we must sometimes step out of our comfort zones and look at ourselves and our work from the ground up to see what could be better, where there could be improvements, and how we can grow both personally and as an organization. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Has there been a time in your life when you discovered something unexpected by stepping outside your comfort zone? What lessons have you learned about leadership from your own experience or from the examples you've witnessed around you? Share your thoughts in the comments below. I sincerely hope you've enjoyed this story, friends. Remember to always look at the world through the eyes of others and practice kindness. I wish you all good health and happiness. If you found this story insightful, don't forget to like and subscribe for more amazing stories that might inspire you. Thank you for watching, and until next time, take care.